What's happening, people? It's Monday night. It's Pyro Radio you're listening to, and it's the show we call Jay Fresh and Friends with me, Jay Fresh. But it's not just about me. It's about brand new music from the world of hip hop and grime, and also the artists, producers, the major players making the most noise. On the phone, I've got a UK rap guy doing serious bits. What's happening, Myers?
Yo, what's going on?
Really good, man. Like a lot of interviews these days, this is remote, so I can't see you. Describe for me your settings right now, please, so I can get a flavour of where you are.
Literally, I'm in the studio in like the little kitchen.
Sick. So the grind never stops, man. How has productivity been for you during lockdown?
I felt like I live socially distant anyway, you know that. So it's been kind of normal, apart from I can't go to eat out and whatnot. It's a bit annoying.
Yeah, so when lockdown is finally like fully lifted, where's the food spot that you're hitting up first?
I don't know. I feel like everywhere's going to be appetizing, I can't lie. I'm just hungry.
Do you know, that's something we're sharing right now. I'm hungry for some proper food outside the house. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to get into some music chat in just a moment. But before that, I have to ask you another question. How excited are you for the return of the Premier League season?
You know what? I'm excited, yeah, but I feel like it's been stopped for too long, man. I felt like they should have just started it next season, to be honest.
Really?
I'm gassed. But I support West Ham, innit? So there's not too much to be gassed about in the Premier League right now. So it's all my thing.
well, listen, bro, I'm a Man United supporter, and we haven't been gassed for about 10 years now. So, do you know what I mean? The thought of Liverpool winning the league is peak for many of us out here, but we have to just accept it, I guess.
After all the memes as well.
Yeah, I know, man. It's been crazy.
Everyone thought that they weren't going to have the chance to win it, but it looks like they have now.
Yeah, I know. So let's just gloss over that and get straight onto the music chat, man. You are an artist who has been making noise. You've been putting out tracks for a long time now. For someone who has been in the music game for so long, and it has been a while, what do you feel about your journey so far?
I feel like my journey's not even started, to be honest. I feel like I've been on and off for a long time with the music. And I've not really achieved nothing that I wanted to do yet.
So, I mean, everyone's journey has its own twists and turns and ups and downs and stuff like this. So a question I like to ask people who I know have been in the game for more than just a summer or two is what is the kind of best advice you've ever been given along your journey? Because everyone's got a story, man.
Don't watch what everyone else is doing. Sometimes you can feel like, but you need to know what everyone else is doing and try to catch on with a few trends. But the best advice I got is just watch yourself and don't overthink.
That's some really good advice there, man. Because I think. Sorry, carry on.
No, from me personally, why I've been so on and off as well. Overthinking and watching what's going on and thinking, am I doing what everyone else is doing? But then I just realised that people feel my stuff in it, so they're gonna feel it. If people are gonna feel it, they're gonna feel it. You can't force them to. So just do what you're doing. Just stay in your lane.
Yeah, man. I think as someone who produces hip hop and grime myself, what I've kind of learned is that it's easy to have conversations with people who try and direct you down a certain lane. And I think once you get to that point, however long it takes, where you're like, you know what, this is what I do, this is what I put out. If people are feeling it, that's great. If they're not feeling it, then they might not like the next track. And I think it's like it's calming when you're comfortable with where you're at, you know? Yeah.
Once you're comfortable in yourself, I feel like everyone will see that in your music as well. And will draw people.
And like I said, if we look back at how long you've been putting tracks out for, the word veteran is often overused, but there's been a lot of musical changes and cultural changes in how music is made, shared with fans, absorbed, all this stuff. Do you feel like a bit of a musical veteran in this? Because you've been in it for a while, man.
I'm tired of the whole being put in the underrated bracket, innit? I feel like everyone needs to start rating my thing now. But obviously, I've been on and off, and it's a big thing as well is consistency. If you're not consistent, the way the scene is now, people get not bored quickly, but if you're not giving them what they want, they'll go and find it for someone else.
Exactly. Do you find the attention span is a lot shorter?
Yeah, I feel like it's like the way social media is now. Very big issues and things that are happening, they just get blown over like in a week or two because something else is happening, and it's like this is the trend of this week.
No, I hear that, man. And let's touch on social media now, because when we think about the new track and the Stepped In challenge, have you been surprised by the kind of reaction that you've seen from like TikTok, Triller and all these things? How have you found that?
Yeah, because I've not really been, it's only from a month or two ago I've started to use them apps, and it's like them platforms, and it's like I didn't know so much people. I just always think about Twitter, Instagram, but there's so much other platforms which everyone's using as well. TikTok's a very, very big one as well.
Yeah, it is mad. It really is mad out there. But let's talk about the new track, Stepped In. It is an absolute banger. Congratulations, bro.
Thanks for that, bro.
You're welcome. Talk to us about how that track kind of come together, how long it took to put together, all the stuff people want to know when a new track drops.
I've been sitting on that track a little while now, and I've made that with one of my young G's from Bolt E3, yeah, his name's M40. He's the one who produced that. He is gonna kill it as well.
It's hard.
He's got I've got a new project coming out soon, and he's got quite a few tracks on there as well. Literally, I think I watched him make the beat on Instagram Live, and I was like to him, make sure you send this to me after, and he sent it, and we played it in the studio. And when I just see everyone's head banging to it, I just knew, this one. I'm gonna run with this one.
Yeah, man. So every artist, obviously, they have their own process. Some people have written down tracks as in lyrical content. They're just waiting for the right beat to go with it. Some people, they just hear a beat and then they just take it off the dome almost and react to that. For you, how was your process around it? Did you have the concept in mind, or was it you heard the beat, like you said, and then you got from there?
I had maybe, I had like a 16 bar written, and I thought, let me rap this over that, and it worked, and then I just ripped the rest. But my process is never the same. Sometimes I can wake up in the morning and I hear an instrumental and I'll just write. I can write. Sometimes my mind's blank. Sometimes I'll go into the studio, play a beat, and I can't do nothing. It's like, I don't like to force the process as well. I don't ever like to force it, so
I think that's the best. That's the best way, man. I think when you're in that good creative space and that creativity hits you to get that down. But sometimes when you force yourself into, I've got to finish this track by this day, I've got to box off this project by this deadline, the pressure is there. It doesn't give you the opportunity to do what you need to do. Do you know what I mean? But just there, you mentioned a larger project rather. I believe there's an EP on the way. Is that right? Is it an EP?
Yeah.
Now, I need to ask you this, bro, because no matter who I talk to, some people, they have very different interpretations of a mixtape versus an album versus an EP versus whatever. So for you, in your words, with the new EP, what's the kind of reasoning behind the body of work?
It's just overdue, isn't it? And it's called overdue as well. It's literally, I ain't dropped a body of work. My first body of work I dropped was 2018. And I dropped another project. I think I've only released like 2 singles between that as well. So
it's time.
Yeah, it's just overdue, isn't it?
I bet the name just came to you straight away. The name is right there.
It just came literally like that. Everyone's saying it's overdue.
Yeah, wicked, man, 100%. Now with the EP, if we go back into like your back catalogue, and obviously like you're a hard rapper. You rap is how I say. Do you know what I mean? You just always go in on that. So when we look through to some of your previous tracks and we look at kind of the vibe and the energy of a track like What We Do, and then for example we flip that against say Secure That Bag. You've got the ability to show that versatility musically within the rap, which it might come natural to you, but not everybody can do that properly. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that I've not been showing everyone what I can do, innit? I used to complain, why is everyone saying I'm just a pain rapper, I'm a real rapper, but it's only the music that I'm putting out and they're seeing. And I feel like there's still so much people don't even know about me. But the plans I've got, it's all gonna come out in my music and everyone will learn. So I think everyone's gonna be surprised. I'm not the average. You know, there's a stereotype, innit? They'll be surprised I'm not the stereotype.
And I think, especially with a larger body of work, you take a little bit. This is just my opinion, obviously, innit? But like, you take a bit of the pressure off the singles, because, like you said, if you're dropping singles in a certain way, people are expecting that, or your core fans from that are like, oh, why? Yeah. So, you know, sometimes if you go in a different direction, there's people saying that's great. Other people are like, why are you doing that? Stick to your sound. And a bigger project, you can show that kind of range of flavour. Do you know what I mean? And like, it can sit and it all makes sense, man.
No, it does.
When can we expect the EP to drop?
Before summer ends. I'm not going to say a date, and it's not right, but definitely the next 2 months.
Yeah, sick. And has your strategy around that changed? Because obviously we're still in this lockdown. You know, shows aren't even happening at all. A lot of radio isn't even, face to face. Has that circumstance changed your strategy towards how to release the project, or you're like, you know what, we're doing it, we're putting it out there, it's there?
Yeah, obviously we've had to use social media more because everyone's at home on it, and that. I'm not. How much is it? Yeah. Obviously, like shooting videos and stuff is hard work.
Yeah.
And you've got people messaging you saying it's lockdown, what are you doing?
Yeah, man. But you'll get there with it. Away from music, just for a moment, we've seen obviously a lot of kind of collective energy, a lot of media coverage. Black Lives Matter is a time, is a moment, is a movement that is everywhere right now. I've also seen like Stormzy donating 10 mil over 10 years to Black British causes. I don't know if you caught the news yesterday, but Marcus Rashford has forced the government with his, and he's forced them in a really positive way to do the U-turn on the free school dinners for children, which was crazy that was even under threat. Like, it's mental. But from your perspective, because everyone has their own journey and their own experience, how are you finding things right now?
I can't lie. I went to the march on Saturday.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most uplifting things I've ever done.
Sick.
I'm used to seeing the man them put cars pulling up man them and they're screwing, asking who's that or where you from. But when I was there, I witnessed people, they don't know each other. Everyone's wearing masks and stuff because of COVID, but people are just saluting each other, and I just felt wow, it was a mad feeling. It's to be around so much people who feel the same pain as you and whatnot. It was I felt uplifted. I can't explain the feeling. It was different.
A real moment.
Yeah. For all the hype and everything that happens on the day, it's literally though just walking along the bridge, Bob Marley's playing, and everyone's just singing. I was just wow, this is proper.
Well, I mean, of all the years that I've been on this earth, and it's a very long time, I can't lie to you, there seems to be a real voice around these things right now, and there's such a long way to go. I don't know why it took so long. And you said about
Stormzy and Rashford, and I don't think everyone realizes how powerful they can be in it if they did come together and do the things that they're doing and whatnot. There's so many other people as well. I don't want to call out names or anything, but there's a lot of people that have that they've got a big voice and they can make changes, and I feel like they need to. And don't just like go on the internet and tell people, I want to see you there on Saturday. I feel like, see, like 10 million over how many years? 10 years?
10 million over 10 years, yeah.
Like that's crazy. And he's not been in the game long. There's people that have been in there from day one, like everyone, not just music either. It's like the footballers, everyone. I do feel like I'm living in during a revolution. It's weird.
Because when I've spoken to a lot of people within music, and of course everyone's got their own journey, a message that comes out from a lot of people is that, you know, they hope that this is a moment and a catalyst and a point of real change, as opposed to, you know, a fleeting moment and then things move on and whatever. And one thing that I've been saying to you know, friends, family, whatever, like, I'm a white man, so I've been, you know, sharing materials online and saying to other people who are white and they just don't know what to do, I'm like, well, here are some steps. You can, you know, research some materials, you can be more involved, you can understand what white privilege really is, you can use your voice as someone who, you know, gets white privilege to back and support movements that are, you know, that need the support. You can amplify the voice. So we're all hoping there'll be some change here, man, but, you know, it's fingers crossed, and this is a long way to go.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, they're not wary, but they don't know if they're allowed to say how they feel, even if they're not black. But I just say, as if you're not racist and you don't discriminate, then make your voice heard. You don't have to be like white. You could be from any other background. Just make it heard.
It's a very good point, man, and that's why I know sometimes we do interviews like this, you know, we touch on these matters and sometimes people aren't comfortable talking about them. But I'm like, you know what? People who are listening to Pyro Radio right now, who are listening and fans of your music, can hear your voice, hear your messaging, hear your experience and your passion. And like I said, they might use that to spur on what they're doing. You know what I mean? And they can all help to move things forward, because that's what we all want.
I think it would be great if our generation that has been in the news and for all the wrong reasons and everything that's happening on the streets and whatnot, if they can flip that on their head and then be the actual ones who are setting pace for change, I feel like that is real history, isn't it?
That's powerful history as well.
Yeah.
So we are in a situation now where 2020 is looking a little bit crazy in terms of what happens next in the music industry. You have just mentioned, of course, the new EP. It's on the way. We can't wait to hear that. What other bits and pieces have you got lined up for this year? Or is it kind of a take things as it come? Because things are changing every day almost. Yeah.
I've been working on my own sound because I've been working on like the tempos of beats and whatnot. And I've got a few singles after that I'm going to drop, and quite a decent collab as well.
You know, radio presenters are always going to ask you about drop dates, about collabs, but I know artists don't like giving that information out. It's like, I'll let you know when I can let you know.
I've sat on music for 2 years and it's come out 2 years later and it's done well, so I can't even tell you how long I'm going to have this or when it's something like that, but...
Well, listen, man, it sounds like you're in a really good place. It sounds like musically you're in a really good place to increase that momentum and, you know, the tracks that you're putting out and the volume and frequency as well of the new EP on the way. So it sounds, you know, that's really good to hear, man, because, you know, I know you don't like being called the underrated guy. I know you don't like that, but like I feel like it is in a positive way. It's time now, and with a bit more momentum. Do you know what I mean? I think your tracks are going to land even harder when shows are up and running again. Do you know what I mean? You'll be in such a strong position. You know, you can just take it.
Another thing I want to say as well is a big thing, is everyone make sure that you look after your mental health, because that is what, after this project comes out, because I've suffered, innit? I will tell everyone straight, everyone's going to hear it and find out that I suffered battling demons, whatnot. And if you don't look after your mental health here, nothing else can really happen for you. That's the truth. That's why I've been so on and off.
Well, that's really odd. Sorry, Karen. Bro.
Where I know myself now properly.
I mean,
and it actually is. It's a good feeling, because I feel like not untouchable, but no one can touch this energy that I'm surrounded by.
I mean, what you said there is real open and honest, and like, you know, there's been more media spotlight over, you know, mental health, especially in men, in the last year or so. And, you know, it's when people come out and they show that, it is vulnerable side, but they show the honest side of what they've gone through.
I've always thought about it. I've always wanted to talk about it. But when I was an overthinker, I would be like, people are going to think they're just jumping on the bandwagon. So-and-so's talking about mental health this week. But I've grown since then a lot. And I know it's not that. And we should just all be honest with each other.
And again, for you, like with anything, it's
yourself, really, be honest with yourself, number one.
And it's timing as well. Now seems like the right time for you to like have that conversation like we're having now and put that information out there. So for you, were there any like tools or experiences or services or people around you that helped the mental health side of things with you and that thing improve? What were the things around you to help that positive change?
It needs a strong foundation of people who are not just agreeing with everything you're saying and just literally. You just need some real ones, man. I know it's easy to say, you need some real people around you, but I had a lot of dead wood around me as well. Same time, and I went through a few situations, and it's like it got rid of all of that for me myself. And when I saw who's who and what's what, that's when things got better. I had real people around. I just used to talk. I noticed when you don't speak, that's when it gets, well, for me anyway, when I didn't speak about things, it was getting all too much. So you definitely need to find an outlet. I can't lie, gym was a big thing for me. The gym, and sometimes I was going in the gym and I wasn't even training too tough, but me just being in there, it makes my head feel right.
Yeah, that's definitely exercise. The gym is definitely something that is an important part of how I handle things. Just to get out of that, just to get into that space, do some work. You don't have to do your like max rep whatever every single time. It's just that bit of exercise. Switch it up, vary it. Get out of a high pressure situation. I find that really helps. Do you know what I mean? So it's a powerful tool, man. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us on the phone today. We went through some great stuff about your music, upcoming projects, and some wider issues as well. We are going to play your brand new track right here at Pyro Radio. If you could introduce it for us, please.
Yes. Hey, it's Myers. You're listening to my new track, Stepped In. Make sure you run that up.